Here's the video game. This game was released back in 2006 for the PlayStation 2, PlayStation Portable, Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo DS, Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360, PlayStation Portable, the PC, personal computer, and Macintosh. But it was a pretty good game back then. It was rated one of the top games of the year. But is this game still hold up today? Or is this obviously a dated game? Let's find out. The story. Well, the story is actually very unique. There isn't one single story. There is a single story, but there isn't like a real story until the last, I'd say, 2/3 of the game. Throughout the first 1/3 of this game, there's just really nothing to it other than the races. However, during the first 2/3 of the game, they do get a chance to introduce the different characters, including some interesting places that they have to go through. But yeah, that's all I have to say really about the story. And the story isn't like a big thing. Like, it's not the main story itself. It's like everything. It's really the characters and the stuff around the main story, that really drive it forward, make it interesting to stay put until the end of the game. The characters. Most of the characters are just are from the movie mostly. Most of the characters. I'm not saying all of the characters. And they really don't change as much. I mean, from what the movie was back in the first movie, McQueen is the main character and now playable character of the game. He's a little more wiser now than he was in the actual movie, as you can see throughout the ending of the film. Mater is the funniest character, but I still have some problems with him. No, I don't have any problems with him, but Mater's just the funniest character and stuff. Sally is the kind of McQueen's love interest and also a Porsche and this town's attorney. Doc Hudson is was once a famous race car who's now the town's doctor / judge / McQueen's crew chief. Ramona is the guy who paints cars up now. Flo is the girl that has her own cafe. The sheriff is, well, the police car around Radiator Springs. And the following characters are not playable. I don't have these things, so I'll just describe them here. Fillmore is the town hippie. Sarge is, well, the Sarge and the guy who races off-road. Luigi and Guido are very fond of tires. Lizzie's the forgetful character. Mac is McQueen's thing that takes him to wherever McQueen wants to go. Then there's Daryl Cartrip, who's the Piston Cup race announcer. There's the King, who doesn't really appear in the game except just being mentioned from Daryl Cartrip from Paul Mile Speedway. They're the characters who are tipped. Frank, who is aware of his field. DJ Boost, Snodrod, and Wingo are Chick Hicks's lackeys or minions in order to steal McQueen. Who actually pushed McQueen out, which actually played with Mack Truck in the first movie. And Chick Hicks is the bad guy of the game who wants to win the Piston Cup instead of McQueen winning. And that's all there is to them. Other characters, like Mia and Tia, are just there to just add to the thing. However, there is a big catch to it. While most of the characters can be generic or one-dimensional, one thing that makes this game different from all the other games out there is that because it's a movie license game, it makes sense, since usually you would see the film first, so you know what the characters are like. As for the new characters, well, they're not really as special. Well, there's really not much to say about. Fletcher is is the British car who comes from England. Gerald is Fletcher's friend, and Fletcher also is interested about American landscapes and racing and stuff. Gerald is Fletcher's friend and is a pretty shy person. Car. Papo is the Cuban car that only speaks in Cuban. El Guavo is kind of Fletcher's rival. The two seem to be fighting off like madmen. Tommy, Joe, Buford, Cletus, Lewis, Judd, and Zeke are Maynard's cousins who just raced in this one race, Rust Bucket Race-O-Rama, in the Rust Bucket Stadium during the Demolition Derby, on the Demolition Derby track. There's the New York cars, Vince, Sonny, Barry, and Lenny. Vince is the leader and the most evil and great friends with Chick Hicks. Barry is the crazy guy. Sonny is the more serious one. And Lenny has no personality at all. And then there are the monster trucks. Count Spatula, Ginormous, and the Crippler, who challenged McQueen to a race with monster truck wheels. As you can see, the characters aren't really that interesting or well developed, but they do have some good things to say about them. So because they're not hateable characters and still likable, it really spruces it up from like a 4 to an 8 with these characters because of how good they are, as in the case of them being just characters. And their designs are cool too. Next up, the visuals. Sorry, the locations. There are some locations that you can find throughout the game. And I'll be showing them off as we go through. With the Radiator Springs, it has many different kinds of landscapes in it. This is the main town where you can explore and find stuff. There's also other places like the dirt track out there, or a grassy area over there. There are many different other things you can find throughout Radiator Springs, making it interesting to have different types of landscapes. But there are other locations too. If you continuously follow this road, you will reach Ornament Valley, which is really just a big desert filled with a gas station, a Rust Bucket Stadium, some train tracks, a little grass area, but mostly it's just a big desert. And if you continuously go this route and continuously follow not this road, but this road right here, you'll wind up in Tailfin Pass. Mostly grassy area, but has a few other locations, such as a little plateau that not a lot of cars can get to, a mine, and the Wheel Motel, and also some skinny road, really skinny roads. The speedways, which you can get, like the not speedway, but piston cup races, which you can get to by talking to Mac, aren't really anything spectacular. It's just like a little track. But yeah, and that's pretty much it for that. Now on to the visuals. The game looks beautiful according to known mind. Like, let's watch a cutscene right here on mute. Just look at the beautiful visuals. We're not going to do this race. We're just going to be watching this cutscene on mute. I mean, just look at this. I mean, they have there's so many good things to say about it. The character animation, the character design, or, you know, or anything like that. And, you know, it's pretty easy to see that, everything, all the textures and stuff really do count according to visuals. But, so, that was the visuals. Now we're going to go on to the gameplay. So, because I already activated this race right here, North Desert Dash, that's the race we're going to do for the gameplay review. So, with this race right here, so as you can see, the gameplay is pretty gosh darn simple. This one is just a regular race, and in the regular races, what happens is, as I'm showing you right now, it's pretty much just a competition for first place. There are 5 competitors usually, and you're pretty much all competing for first place. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. The arrows point you to where your next place is the race is. There's these little yellow barriers called shortcuts, but you have to not take any damage by taking these before you can get points. There's some different things you can do, like power sliding, or going backwards, or tilting, like this. And then for the little thing, and then you can also boost to go really fast. And that's pretty much what a race is. It's pretty much just an easy thing. And yeah, you can jump and stuff, but most of this is just a easy thing to do. With mini games, some of these are going to be kind of like races, to say where you're supposed to go, like with kind of like laps. But then other times it's like a mini. It's like where there's different levels, and each level gets progressively harder. And then one level called Lizzie's Postcard, one minigame called Lizzie's Postcard Hunt, involves you to just find hidden tracks and stuff to collect postcards for Lizzie. You obtain it in Chapter 1, and you can't finish it until Chapter 4. Now, as for the Piston Cup races, those are another thing that is pretty gosh darn easy. It's just really a race where with just going around the track, and there's just more laps and more competitors, and you can't boost, but you can go really more faster there because it's like a piston cup race, etc. So there's a lot of cool things there, but you know. And then there is, if we can quit this, explore mode. So in explore mode, you pretty much can just find whatever track, like some hidden tracks, or maybe some hidden things. So pretty much it's without doing any events, it's just looking for stuff, or finding something or whatever, but it's not doing an event like what I'm doing right now, like, and stuff. And that's pretty much all I have to say for the gameplay. It's just pretty, it's just pretty gosh darn fun, really. So, yeah, and like, yeah. So let's go into talking about the different music. So, for music, you could just choose what songs you want to play. What I'm going to do is we're going to listen to a song called Free Ride. I'm going to turn everything down and turn the volume up. If you didn't know, I'm mostly going to do this on mute, so... Many songs are by these guys, like, guys that we all know of, like, the Edgar Winter Group did the song called, Free Ride. There are many other songs. Most of these are made by these, but then some of them were made by I don't know who. So as you can see, the music, sometimes they actually do actual songs, but then they also do other things as well. But that's all I have to say about the music. Now, on to some other things that I want to say, like glitches. There are some minor issues, glitches, like this glitch right here, where you can just go without actually going, and then they make you kind of fall down and stuff. There are some glitches like this. Most of the worser glitches involve you falling through the edge, usually by hitting something really hard, falling through the edge, and then the only way to get back up is to actually, you know, to get back up is to actually, like, exit whatever you're doing, and then, or restart the event or whatever. So there are glitches like that are really unfortunate. There are some other glitches that are in this game that you can accidentally cause. Unfortunately. And yeah, but they're not, but are they spoiled? Do they spoil the actual game? And no, they don't. I think that this game really does have its flaws, but it doesn't spoil from. It doesn't just spoil it from ruining the main game. And yeah, now we're gonna go for the conclusions. So first off, we're going to exit here, and then I can say what I think about the all-in-all conclusions, and save one last time. So, for my conclusions about this game, I think it was okay. I thought it was a good game, and it definitely still holds up to this day. I think that some people who are kind of hatred against, who like think that this is not really that good game anymore, I think that they should try, say, playing this game and then saying if it's like 1 out of 10 or something. Now, granted, this isn't the hardest game out there, so this isn't for people who are looking for a big challenge game or anything like that. This is mostly a game for people who, and I would recommend this to people who either like one of two things. Who either like the movie Cars, of the franchise, or if they like racing games. This is one of those that doesn't copy Mario Kart, especially for the story and characters and all that stuff. So, overall ratings. For the story, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, because even though they're not really an actual story, other stuff like characters help drive it. Characters, 8 out of 10, while a lot of them are generic characters, they still are, I don't know how to say it, but they still are good characters, especially for this kind of thing. For locations, I would definitely give it more of a 9 out of 10. Great locations. Some are a bit generic, but for what the style is, it's mostly worth it. At least not all the Piston Cup racetracks are the same. Let's say that. Next up for my review, I would say for the visuals, definitely a 10 out of 10. Great visuals to this day, I think. The music, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because it has just awesome music. I don't know, there's something about the music that makes me feel so happy and stuff. But all in all, I would definitely give this game, I'd say, final score 9 out of 10. And I know that might surprise some people, but 9 out of 10 because it's a really good game. People should try it out. Sit down and enjoy it. Oh yeah, and I forgot the gameplay. I don't know why I forgot that all of a sudden. The gameplay would definitely give it like I don't know, 9 or maybe a 10 even. I think like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, pretty good gameplay, and that's pretty much 9 out of 10 would fit perfectly. Story, characters, locations, visuals, gameplay, and music are all really good things. 9 out of 10 game. Really should buy it out for whatever game console you have for any of those 10. Because I'm predicting you should have at least one of them. I mean, you should have at least a Wii or an Xbox 360 unless you just have like a PS3 or something. But still. Even if you just own all the PlayStations, you can still buy it for PS2. So don't forget about that. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Cars the video game. So, my first review, Planes review should be coming up sometime soon. I still have to rewatch it. So it's definitely coming up today, though. Later today. Look, my Planes movie review, although I'll be playing the video game. Then my next review, and then after that, I will start my walkthrough on Cars Radiator Springs Adventures. Alright, now I'll see you later on my next reviews. So until then, like, share, favorite, comment, rate, subscribe, like, do whatever you can. Even just watching my videos is good. So, like, even if you don't have a YouTube account and you can't do any of those kind of things, watching my videos is even nice, just overall watching them. And by the way, thank you 8 subscribers who have subscribed to me. Hopefully can spread the message about me so we can get more subscribers. I can get more subscribers, and you can just see more rewards and cool videos on my channel. But until then, it's bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye from me. See you later.